ABC4 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Emily Flores.
And I'm Glenn Mills. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. In 2010, Sherry Black was found murdered at her South Salt Lake bookstore. It took nearly 12 years before Adam Durborough was tracked down and convicted of her murder.
This is the story behind the investigation, how detectives caught the killer. For every crime, there's a story in The Truth Matters. ABC4's Marcos Ortiz joining us in studio with tonight's Justice Files. And Marcos, was Adam Durborough even suspected of the crime?
No, not at all. Detectives had blood evidence, but they couldn't find a match. That's because Adam Durborough had no serious criminal history before or after the murder. As a result, Durborough's DNA wasn't in any system. But a cold case detective used a new approach to catch a killer.
He at the time is working at a Walmart out in Orem. So it's a Saturday morning. We felt as though, based on all the information and evidence, that we did have the goods on him.
And then they saw him, Adam Durborough, suspected of murdering Sherry Black in 2010. For more than a decade, her murder at the bookstore she owned remained unsolved. But that Saturday in the parking lot, Durborough's run from the law came to an end.
This morning we made an arrest in the Sherry Black cold case.
Oh boy. By 9:25 that same morning, Durborough was in custody, about to be interviewed by detectives. Cold case detective Ben Pender entered the room, laying down snacks and water. It was going to be a long morning for Durborough.
The reason you're here today is you're here because of the Sherry Black case. Okay? And we don't have you here because we're wondering if you did it or not. I know you did it, okay?
I went into that store and I had no intention at all to do anything. This is a bookstore. I love books.
Shock, dismay, disbelief.
64-year-old Sherry Black was found stabbed to death inside her South Salt Lake business Tuesday afternoon. She was discovered by her husband. Right now, police do not have any suspects.
We're very careful about what is put out there. We do not want to compromise the investigation at this point, nor the prosecution when it comes to that point.
Inside the bookstore, blood, possibly from the suspect, was found. There was no match when police used a national database called CODIS. Black owned the bookstore in South Salt Lake. She specialized in LDS books. Many were collectibles. There was a statement issued by Black's son-in-law, Greg Miller, the CEO of the Larry H. Miller Group, which also owned the Utah Jazz. The murder led to the closure of the bookstore. In 2011, her daughter and husband spoke about their tragedy.
I have anger. I mean, don't get me wrong, I find myself being angry.
Prior to the murder, they said there was no signs of trouble, no threats, not even a robbery.
Very surprised that we'd never been robbed or, any problems that way.
Well, I know. My daughter, Alyssa, had asked her recently, because my dad had been buffalo hunting for 3 weeks, so she was there alone, if it made her nervous to be there alone, and she said no.
There was still no suspect on the 7th anniversary of her murder. South Salt Lake police released the sketch of a possible suspect. From blood found at the scene, an image was created by Parabon, a forensics DNA laboratory.
Unfortunately, those tips didn't work out because, again, it was only a sketch, and I think sometimes the viewers or individuals had a hard time separating the fact that it was a sketch and not a photograph.
And the man who eventually would be convicted of her murder was watching the developments.
I read it now and then, honestly, but most of the time I just tried to pretend that it wasn't me.
Now, tomorrow in our final segment about Catch a Killer, the case is transferred to the Unified Police Department, and investigative genetic genealogy comes into play. For the Justice Files, Marcos Ortiz, ABC4 News.